Hey guys, welcome back for another lesson of Romeo and Juliet. We are finally finishing Act 1. So today I'm going to be reading and analyzing Scene 5 with you. It is a little bit long, but it's good to watch this video because I'm going to go ahead and dissect a lot of the lines that are happening. Juliet finally meets Romeo, so a lot of interesting things happen in this scene. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. You should have your PDF printed in order to annotate it with me. Or if you have your own copy, you can annotate it there. Or again, if you don't have a printer or a copy, you can have it on your computer screen, follow along, and then write your annotations in your notebook, okay? Remember that you will have a test on Act 1 on Friday, so watching my videos will help you review all the scenes from Act 1, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So in Scene 5, remember that we do have Romeo and his friends going to the Capulets party. Remember that they're not really invited because they're Montagues and Capulets do not like each other. So the good thing is that it's a masquerade party, which means that they'll have something over their face to cover them. So hopefully nobody, recognizes them, okay? So we start off Scene 5 with the first serving man and the second serving man, okay? Where's Pot Pan that he helps not to take away? He shift a trencher, he scrape a trencher. When good manners shall lie all in one or two men's hands, and they unwashed too, 'tis a foul thing. Away with the joint stools, remove the cork cupboard, look to the plate. Good thou, save me a piece of marchpane, and, as thou loves me, let the porter let in Susan Grindstone and Nell, Anthony and Pot Pan. Aye, boy, ready. You are looked for and called for, asked for and sought for in the great chamber. We cannot be here and there too. Cheerly, boys. Be brisk a while, and the longer liver take all. Okay, so in this first section of Scene 5, we kind of see an interaction between the first and second serving man, and we just see that they're getting prepared for the party that's about to come, okay? So now we're going to see a conversation between Capulet and his cousin. So let's see what happens. Welcome, gentlemen. Ladies that have their toes unplagued with corns will walk about with you. Ah, my mistresses, which of you all will now deny to dance? She that makes dainty, she, I'll swear, hath corns. And am I come near you now? Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day that I have worn a visor and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear. Such as would please. 'Tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play. Aha, aha, give room, and foot it, girls. More light, you navs, and turn the tables up, and quench the fire, the room is grown too hot. Ah, sirrah, this unlooked for sport comes well. Nay, sit, nay, sit. Good cousin Capulet, for you and I are past our dancing days. How long is it now since last yourself and I were in a mask? By Our Lady, 30 years. What, man, this not so much, this not so much. This since the nuptial of Lucentio. Come, Pentecost, as quickly as it will. Some 25 years, and then we masked. 'Tis more, 'tis more. His son is elder, sir. His son is 30. Will you tell me that? His son was but a ward 2 years ago. What lady's that which doth enrich the hands of yonder knight? I know not, sir. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, as a rich jewel in an Ethiopian's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove, trooping with crows, as yonder lady or her fellows shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for ne'er saw true beauty till this night. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop there and go ahead and start analyzing. So we do have Capulet and his cousin talking at the beginning, and they're kind of talking about when's the last time that they ever went to a party. And his cousin is saying, oh, it's been 30 years. And Capulet's like, no. So they're kind of going back and forth as to when it was that they last enjoyed a party. And then we see that Romeo starts talking to one of the servers. And while he's talking to one of the servers, he's looking at a specific girl. Obviously, we're going to assume that he's looking at Rosaline because obviously for the last 4 scenes, he's been in love with this girl and that's the only girl that's ever had his heart and whatnot, and he's been super depressed. So we see that he says, oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. So that line kind of shows that he's saying she's so beautiful that she teaches fire to burn. So she must be really gorgeous. So again, we're still assuming that it's Rosaline, but then towards the end of that monologue of Romeo, he says, "Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night." So now, I don't think it's Rosaline anymore, because he said that he saw beauty before already. Rosaline was the most prettiest girl he's ever seen. But now he's saying he's never seen this type of beauty before. So this has to be a new girl that he thinks is beautiful, which clearly shows us that his emotions are all over the place. This kind of ties back to what I was saying. These people in this poem kind of just fall in love with looks. He has no idea who these people are, and he's already in love with them. And we see now that he met someone at this party. Well, he hasn't met her yet, but he's seen her at this party, and that's the most beautiful girl he's ever seen in his life, okay? So clearly emotions all over the place. This by his voice should be a Montague. "Fetch me my rapier, boy. What dares the slave come hither covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead I hold it not a sin." "Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore stormed you so?" "Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite, to scorn at our solemnity this night." "Young Romeo, is it? 'Tis he, that villain Romeo." "Content thee, gentle coz, let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman, and to say truth, Verona brags of him, to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all his town, here in my house to do some disparagement. Therefore be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence and put off these frowns, an ill-beseeming semblance for a feast. It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him. He shall be endured. What, goodman boy? I say he shall. Go to. Am I the master here, or you? Go to. You'll not endure him. Good shall mend my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. You will set cock-a-hoop. You'll be the man. Why, uncle, this is a shame. Go to, go to. You are a saucy boy. Is it so indeed? This trick may chance to scathe you. I know what. You must contrary me. Marry this time. Well said, my hearts. You are princox. Go. Be quiet, or more light, for shame. I'll make you quiet. What cheerly, my hearts. So let's go ahead and stop there. Now we're seeing Capulet and Tybalt, and Tybalt is kind of like, I know that that's Romeo. So he's kind of recognizing him even with Romeo having this mask for the masquerade party. And obviously we know that Tybalt likes to fight, okay? So he automatically sees Romeo and he's like, I'm gonna go handle him. And Capulet is kind of being, you know, reasonable. He's like, you know what? Leave him alone. I've heard actually good things of him. If he's at this party and he's gonna be calm, there's no reason to fight. Obviously, we know Tybalt is not very easy when it comes to these things. So let's see what Tybalt says. He says, patience perforce with Wilford Choler meeting, makes my flesh tremble in their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitterest gall. So Tybalt's like, okay, you know what? Since you told me to let it go, I'm gonna let it go. But I'll tell you this much, it's not over. So obviously we know it's not over because we know the ending of the story already. So this little section of Tybalt talking kind of foreshadows that, yeah, they're fine now for the party, but clearly something's going to happen soon, okay? So that's definitely a foreshadowing moment. If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss. Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss. Have not saints lips and holy palmers too? Aye, pilgrim lips that they must use in prayer. Oh then, dear saints, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair. Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake. Then move not while my prayer's effect I take. Then he kisses her. Thus from my lips, by thine, my sin is purged. Then have my lips the sin that they have took. Sin from my lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again. You kiss by the book. Madame, your mother craves a word with you. But we're gonna go ahead and stop there and start analyzing this section. Obviously here, Romeo and Juliet meet for the first time, and they're talking about, or Romeo's kind of talking to her and trying to like spit game or whatever, and Juliet's falling for it very quickly, okay? Obviously, she fell for it quickly because they're already kissing and they've only said a few words to each other. They also keep on referencing some religious imagery here. He says, "For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss." So we see a lot of reference to religious situations here, which is shocking because didn't Juliet want to be a nun, and now she's out here kissing Romeo? So that was very bizarre. And then we also see that Juliet says, "You kiss by the book." So clearly she's fallen in love with Romeo. She thinks Romeo is a super good kisser, okay? Oh, at the end that we just read, Nurse comes in and she's like, "Juliet, your mother wants a word with you." So let's see if she's in trouble or not. So Romeo says, "What is her mother?" "Mary, bachelor. Her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and a wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked with thou. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks. Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear account, my life is my foe's debt. Away, be gone, the sport is at the best. Ay, so I fear, the more is my unrest. Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet towards. Is it even so? Why then, I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. More torches here. Come on then, let's to bed. Ah, sirrah, by my fay, it waxes late. Out to my rest." Okay, so in this section that we just read, we see that Romeo starts talking to Nurse, and he's like, "Wait, who's Juliet's mom?" Because obviously the nurse came in and said that the mom wanted a word with Juliet. And he finds out that Juliet is a Capulet. Obviously, we know that the Montague and the Capulets have beef with each other, so they're not really supposed to be talking. So Romeo's like, "Great, only my luck that I would fall in love with a Capulet." So Benvolio's like, "I think we should go right now." And Capulet's like, wait, let's not go. Okay, so let's see how this scene ends. "Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman? The son and heir of old Tiberio. What's he that now is going out of door? Marry, that I think be young Petruchio. What's he that follows here that would not dance? I know not. Go ask his name." So the nurse goes to find out. "If he be married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed. His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy. My only love sprung from my only hate, too early seen unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me, that I must love a loathed enemy. What's this? What's this? A rhyme I learned even now, of one I danced with thou. Anon, come, let's away, the strangers all are gone." So in this section, Juliet is talking with Nurse, and she's kind of like, "Hey, who's that over there?" And she's not pointing at Romeo, she's just pointing at a random guy, and Nurse is like, "Yeah, that's this person." Then Juliet points at another person, obviously not Romeo again, and Nurse is like, "Yeah, that's this person." And then she points at Romeo, and she's like, "Who's that?" And Nurse has no idea who it is. So Juliet's like, "You know what, Nurse, go find out what his name is." Nurse comes back and she's like, "That's Romeo, and he's a Montague." So Juliet's now like, "Really? I love this guy out of my hate." But we do see an important thing. She says, "Too early seen unknown, and known too late." So she's already saying, it's too late, I'm in love with him, okay? So it kind of shows that if she would have waited a little bit, maybe this would have been prevented. But clearly they fell in love in the like 5 lines that they talked to each other and they kissed and all that. So she's already in love. And then we see that Juliet and the nurse leave the scene, okay? So that is Act 1, Scene 5. So at this time, you've already read all the scenes in Act 1. So today you will have a practice on L 3.4, which is more about determining the meaning of words and whatnot. Then watching these videos as your review, along with the ones that are animated, are going to help you study for your test on Act 1. That is going to be on Friday, okay? So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video with me reading and analyzing Scene 5 with you. I think this was a very interesting and a lot of things going on in the scene, so there was a lot to analyze and kind of predict what will happen in Act 2. Alright, so that's it for this video, and I'll see you for another lesson next time.